This is part 6 of a series of videos following the course of HMS Prince of Wales, the second Queen Elizabeth class aircraft carrier and the Fleet Flagship of the Royal Navy, which deployed on an 8-month mission to lead an international task force to the Indo-Pacific named as UK Carrier Strike Group 25. Its mission, called Operation High Mast, began in April 2025 and will end in December. In the last video, the Carrier Strike Group 25 navigated across the Bali Sea, entering the busy shipping lanes of the Lombok Strait, which divides the Indonesian islands of Lombok and Bali, before entering the Indian Ocean, then the Timor Sea, sailing roughly 550 kilometres or 341 miles off Darwin, the capital city of the Northern Territory, Australia. HMS Prince of Wales entered the Timor Sea on the 8th of July. And on the 9th of July 2025, she prepared to conduct F-35B Lightning II flying operations in the late evening off the coast of Australia in preparation for exercise Talisman Saber 2025. Exercise Talisman Saber is the largest bilateral combined training activity conducted between the Australian Defence Force and the United States Armed Forces. The participation of the United Kingdom-led Carrier Strike Group will represent the first time a non-US aircraft carrier has been involved in Talisman Saber. As mentioned in part 5 of this series of videos, HMS Prince of Wales Carrier Strike Group 25 will not be alone. She will be joined by USS George Washington, CVN 73. She returned to Yokosuka Naval Base, Japan, 9 years since she last deployed in the region. During this time, she spent 6 of those years at Newport News Shipbuilding in Norfolk, Virginia, receiving a major overhaul which included refueling the ship's nuclear reactors. Before arriving at Yokosuka Naval Base, Japan, USS George Washington, with her carrier Air Wing 5, conducted some of the most intense flight operations since her 6-year-long major overhaul. This, combined with a series of sea trial and ongoing qualification operations in early 2025, now confirms the Mighty Nimitz class aircraft carrier George Washington as the 7th Fleet's premier forward-deployed aircraft carrier, a long-standing symbol of the United States' commitment to maintaining a free and open Indo-Pacific region. The carrier herself, with Strike Fighter Squadron 147 Argonauts, is operating F-35C Lightning II. It's specifically designed for catapult-assisted takeoff and arrested recovery. This stealth fighter variant is specifically designed to operate on America's larger aircraft carriers, such as updated Nimitz class, and in the near future, the Gerald R. Ford class. The F-35C Lightning II uses its larger wing and tail surfaces for increased lift and control during carrier landings. It does not have short takeoff and vertical landing capabilities. However, the United States Marine Corps operate F-35B Lightning II on their amphibious assault ships, like the Wasp class and America class. The Royal Navy Queen Elizabeth class also operate the F-35B, and currently the Italian Navy is transitioning from AV-8B Harrier II to the F-35B. The Japanese Navy has become the most recent operator of F-35B, which are now flying from their modified Izuma class helicopter destroyers. This expands interoperability between the British, Italian, Japanese and US Marine Corps carriers, especially cross-deck operations, which allows each navy to operate from each other's carrier decks. Here, USS George Washington, as well as F-35C, also operates FA-18E Super Hornet, FA-18F Super Hornet, EA-18G Growler, E-2 Hawkeye, MH-60S Seahawk and MH-60R Seahawk helicopters, and the relatively new CMV-22B Osprey, a naval variant of the land-based V-22 Osprey.
Heads up. Control handle, how may I help you? Sir, you want the black rifle or black rifle? No, I don't want that.
Heads up right here in front of the island. 113 is going to be spinning. Heads up.
All that thing's going to change.
Again, heads up. 113 spinning. Right hand on each two.
USS George Washington headed to the Philippine Sea on June the 10th, 2025 to conduct a series of further training exercises. She then headed to the Timor Sea, sailing several hundred miles off the Australian coast, arriving sometime on the 15th of July 2025 to take part in Talisman Saber 25. Around the same time, USS America LHA-6, a 45,603 tonne, 257 metre or 844 feet long amphibious assault ship, navigated within the Coral Sea closer to the Australian coastline. USS America arrived in the Coral Sea in mid-June. HMS Prince of Wales, which had arrived in the Timor Sea on 8th of July 2025, was now preparing to conduct joint exercises, primarily with USS George Washington, as well as supporting Australian and US Marine Corps air operations over Australia's Northern Territory. On the 18th of July 2025, HMS Prince of Wales and USS America simultaneously launched F-35B Lightning II in a coordinated show of force to any potential enemy. The aircraft flew close to Darwin, located on the Australian coastline, Northern Territory. Both these carriers have also conducted F-35B cross-deck operations. USS America, remaining in the Coral Sea, has also deployed US Marines by MV-22B Osprey to the Darwin area, and is constantly resupplying the US Marines of 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, or 31st MEU, which is currently operating in Australia as part of its deployment in the US 7th Fleet area of operations as part of the Talisman Saber 25 series of exercises. air-to-air refueling operations operated by Royal Australian, United States and Royal Air Force refueling aircraft are a vital element to Talisman Saber 25. Operating night and day, they have extended fighter aircraft operations across vast distances over Australia and the Timor and Coral Sea. Here, an RAF Voyager is air-to-air refueling an F-35B from HMS Prince of Wales. The RAF Voyager conducted refueling operations over a vast area spanning the Northern Territory and Queensland from Darwin to Brisbane. On the 21st of July, 4 F-35B from United States Marine Corps VMFA 242 Attack Squadron land on the Prince of Wales flight deck and over several days flew joint flight operations with UK F-35B jets across the Timor Sea. Also 2 Marine Corps MV-22B Osprey paid a visit. But I have news. I'm sure you remember the F-35B number 034 that was stranded in India due to a technical fault. Well, the jet is back. Here in the row of F-35B is the aircraft. The jet was flown from India supported by RAF Voyager air-to-air refueling aircraft. The flight of around 6,400 kilometres to Australia occurred on 22nd of July 2025. Here the Royal Navy aircraft carrier and Fleet Flagship HMS Prince of Wales approaches the entrance of Darwin Harbour on the 23rd of July 25. She is sailing towards an area called Beagle Gulf, a sheltered docking area of HMAS Coonawarra Navy Base's Kourou Wharf. She is now back to carrying her original deployment of F-35B, plus one other. One United States Marine Corps jet has remained on board. Identified as number 25, it temporarily brings up the carrier's complement to 19 F-35B jets. The visit to Darwin marks the first time a Queen Elizabeth class aircraft carrier has visited Australia, and the first Royal Navy aircraft carrier since 1997. This is where this video, part 6, now ends. However, Talisman Saber 25 isn't over. In the next video I will cover some of the land operations around the Darwin area and HMS Prince of Wales soft power diplomacy in action. We will also see her departure from Darwin as she sets sail for her next stage of HIMARS 2025, Japan. Thanks for watching.